In this video, my goal is to help you start to see the leverage that you already have in yourself because you have an advantage, and it's an unfair advantage because of the things that you are naturally able to do that comes easy to you that may seem hard to others. In the last video, we focused on what results, experiences, skills that we actually have, and the perspective on all three of those different things. What does that actually look like? And that was what our value stack was going to be. Well, in this video, I'm going to ask you more questions so that you can be clear on those things so that you can start being a lot more confident in the things that you are already good at. The reality is the things that come easy to you or the things that are obvious for you that seem like they're hard for other individuals to grasp. Most of the time, ease means that you have the ability to be a master at it. And being a master at it is you understand it so well that you can be able to teach or help somebody else do the same thing or do it in a way that would help them get over whatever barrier that's standing in front of them in an expertise way. Now, most of the time, these things that you're naturally good at are things that you've been good at your entire life. I want you to first reflect on your childhood. What were you good at when you were a child? What were your blessings that people put on your life? What are the things that people always said, hey, man, like you're going to be this or you're good at X, Y, and Z? When you were a kid, what were the things that naturally made you happy before money and the troubles of the world became something that was a burden that, was placed on all of us? What were the things that you were good at and that you did naturally in your free time? Most of the time, these things are going to translate into your adulthood years, but a lot of us are just keeping those things silent because they don't necessarily fit in the particular role in life that we are in right now, as far as having to, survive and be able to keep food on the table. So a lot of the times, those gifts that we have had all of our lives, we have silenced them in order for us to pretty much show up and fit what society needs from us. But the reality is, society needs for you to be a creator. Society needs for you to be yourself. Society needs for you to be the greatest version of yourself. And in order for you to be able to do that, you have to be clear on the things that makes you different and the things that makes you unique, because that's what actually gives you leverage. That's what's going to help you be able to get away from the labor side and get more on the leverage side, and far as being able to add value to the marketplace, because the marketplace is simply just going to pay for solutions. So right now, your solution is big enough for the person that has a problem that is also big enough. Now, the first question that I want to ask you in order for us to get clear on what your unfair advantage is actually going to be is, what are people already asking you for? What are the things that people come to you for? What are the things that people depend on you for? And this is in everyday life. Like whether you are with friends and family or whether you are in the workplace, what are the things that people just naturally expect for you to do because it just comes easy to you? 9 times out of 10, there's somebody that's already out there that's paying for that same exact solution. You just have to be able to find them. They don't know that you exist yet, which means that once they find out that you exist and you do it enough through volume and intention, putting yourself in front of those people, then you can start to deliver a solution to the problem that they already have. One thing that I know for sure is people that have big enough problems, the solution just naturally makes sense to them because it's more so on the emotional aspect of things of, I got to get this done or I got to get this figured out. So if people are already asking you to do specific things, then that means that you already have something inside of you that's unique that other people will also pay for. If people are asking you for it for free, then people will ask you for it paid for as well. The next thing that you have to ask yourself that will give you your unfair advantage is, what can you explain easily? Most of the time we feel like because it comes easy to us, then it's like, it's a weakness. Or it's like, nah, that's just something I just, do for fun. We kind of brush it off. We kind of silence it. But most of the time, if you do things that are easy, that means that you are closer to mastery. That means that that is a byproduct of experience, a byproduct of you being able to get a result time in and time out, which is why it comes to you so easy. So this is something that you have to not look at as something that's not a big deal, but be able to start looking at it and identifying, hey, if this is something that comes easy to me, then that means it's going to be something that I can be able to add value to people's lives. And if I can be able to explain it and they can be able to understand it, then they will see me as a master and somebody that they can be able to trust. It's all about you having the confidence. It's all about you being able to believe that what you are actually good at, you are actually good at, and doing it enough in front of people and being willing to mess up in front of people until you get in front of those that are meant for you to be able to serve, which is going to be the people that are going to be your premium buyers, the people that are going to come in and they're going to trust you and want to work with you because what you have is a gift. And one thing that I had to do, and it's something that's super, super hard, but it matters for this particular situation. You have to be able to eventually separate yourself from the people that are not able to see your value. And it's something that is extremely hard to do, but there's a reason why strangers feel like, or it feels like strangers support you more than the people that are close to you. And it's not because the people that are close to you don't want to support you. It's because they don't know that you actually have the gift that you're actually trying to put out in the marketplace. So they're looking at you as just a person that they've known their entire lives, or somebody that you're comfortable with. But there's a stranger that's out here that's like looking at what you have and the uniqueness that they have. And they're like, man, I wish that I could be able to be in a position like that person. Or I wish that I could be able to do things as easy as that person does. And those people are going to look at you and they're going to pull out their wallet and pay for whatever it is that you have to offer if you have your value packaged. So right now, we have been able to identify how to value that package up. We've been able to identify what we need to do as far as seeing how we can introduce ourselves to our actual value stack. Now it's time for us to get clear on the things that we are good at and things that we do easy in order for us to really truly see that we have a uniqueness and we can start to believe that we are who we think we are. Now, the last question that I want to ask you so that we can be able to unlock your unfair advantage is, what problems have you solved repeatedly? If you've been able to solve a problem repeatedly and you've been able to do it repeatedly at ease, and people are coming to you and asking you to do this thing over and over and over again, that means that you can also solve that problem at scale. And you can also be paid tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars for solving that problem at scale. Right now, it feels like there's nobody out there that you can be able to help, or it feels like you don't know where those people are. You may not know where to get started. But this is the perfect place to be, because you are able to figure out what your identity actually is. And once you actually figure out what your identity is, you can now figure out how to put yourself in front of people that are going to match that identity. So these 3 questions are extremely important for you to get clear on. What are people already asking you for on a day-to-day basis? What can you explain extremely easy, like it just rolls off of the tongue? And the last one is, what problems are you able to solve repeatedly? Once you get clear on those 3 questions and you match that up with what your value stack is, the results and the experiences and the skills and the perspective that you have, you now are sitting and looking at a $10,000 offer. You're now sitting and looking at a $25,000 offer. There's people out here that will pay you for what it is that you have and the knowledge that you have, as long as you can be able to bundle it up, put it inside of a package, be able to put it in front of people and position it in the right way, and have confidence that you are who you feel like you are, and have confidence that you are who God created you to be, because the uniqueness that was given to you is a gift. And it's a gift because it's meant for you to be able to give it to the world. So our goal is going to be to try to make sure that we can be able to identify and get clear on those things, so that when it comes time for us to be able to put ourselves back in the marketplace and in front of the people that we can be able to help, in front of the people that we're here to serve, then we will be able to show up as somebody that feels like an expert, because you already are an expert at the things that you were naturally good at. So I was going to go ahead and conclude this video. I'll see you in the next one.